How to keep up with your business's explosive growth without losing your marbles. So your business is growing and you're at risk, or you have already perhaps found yourself dropping some balls here and there. Now, yes, at this point, a business goes in one of two directions. Direction one, A, right? Path A is they say to themselves, you know what? When I wasn't growing, it was just so much easier to manage, which then leads them to self-sabotage because that fear of success. And then what happens? They end up back to where they were in the past, where they were just barely making it. Or direction two. Direction two that a business owner can take is they get themselves together and ride that growth wave beautifully. How do they do that? We'll be going into that tonight on this episode of Entrepreneurship is a Marathon with yours truly, Vanessa Zammy, the business defibrillator. For those who are likely new, before we get into the nitty gritty of how to ensure that you are growing your business and experiencing your explosive growth and riding that wave without losing your marbles, before we get into those 3 steps to make sure you do make sure that that happens, first I want to say hello. Welcome to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon, where I'm here live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Who is a business defibrillator? That is me. What do? I consult local community businesses on how to revive, grow, and scale their business without burnout, without sleep deprivation, and without overwhelming meditation. So, as we have in every episode, what's been your win of the week? What has been your win of the week? Type it in the comments below. Whether you're watching us live or you're watching a replay, what has been your win of the week? Just type in the comments. It could be a personal win. It could be a business win. My win of the week, I'm going to share one of my clients' win because it's also relevant to this episode here. Because when my clients win, I win. Yes, when my clients win, I win. Woo, woo. So, had a new client, right, join us at the end of June. And usually in the summer, she talks about how, her business in the spring and summer, her business just generally just cruises along. It like hits the same sales amount year after year, month after month, right? Year after year too, but also just month after month. It kind of just cruises along. Well, in today's strategy session, we found that after only a month of working with me, right, on her business, her revenues were up 13% this past July versus June. And to give you an idea of like the cruise that she was doing beforehand, before working with me, her business had increased like 3% one month to another month, 4% one month to another month, 2% one month to another month. After working with me from July to June, 13% increase. But here is where this happens, right? Because yes, she's experiencing this explosive growth now, right, in her business, but she's doing it without losing her marbles. How do we know that? How do I know that? Because she saw this number, right? We're talking about actually a different topic, which got us into the whole, like, what was the finances for the past month? And she saw the number. She was like, wait a second. What? Huh? Right? She went back into the system to see, okay, maybe I like unchecked or checked the wrong boxes or something, right? And she was trying to like figure out, like, what, is this real? Is this a real number? Yes, it was a real number. Her business sales had increased 13% in just the past month. Okay, but my clients win, I win. But essentially, she's experiencing that explosive growth. She's not even right now, at the time that we had our session today, she actually was in a different state than her actual business is. So she was in Oregon, her business is in California, right? And so her business was still operating though with her team in place, because now she's spending time with a friend, longtime friend, that she had to spend time with this week while they are in Portland, Oregon. But ultimately, it's how do you then experience this explosive growth for your business without losing your marbles? How do you choose the second path where you are riding that growth wave beautifully? Well, let's get into it. So here's the thing. With growth comes chaos. And with chaos, there can be order, okay? Now, how do you get that order? Wait for it, folks. I'm going to give you the summary. I'm going to give you 3 points. Here's the summary. You bring order to the chaos you're feeling by returning to your time management and productivity basics. I'm going to say it again. You bring order to the chaos you're feeling by returning to your time management and productivity basics. It really is that simple, right? And you're probably like, well, what basics are these? So 3 parts of this. First, you organize your thoughts. So organizing your thoughts means sort of channeling your inner Santa Claus and making a list and then checking it twice, right? Making your to-do list and then checking it twice to make sure and determine that what you're thinking and what you're doing, right? What you're thinking about for your business is actually a nice thought, a good strategy versus a naughty thought, which is a bad strategy. Okay. So number one, organize your thoughts. Number two, organize your actions. Right now, for some of you, you have a planner and you're like, okay, maybe you write out in your planner, maybe you have post-it notes, right? For others, it's the infamous Google Calendar. Gotta love Google, yes. So for others, the infamous Google Calendar. You're using that to, coordinate with your Calendly or whatever calendar system you have and all that sort of jazz. But whatever it is, number two, organize your actions however it works best for you, okay? The key to ordering your business during your explosive growth is not necessarily to do something completely different, right? Self-managing yourself completely differently. You're still managing yourself in the same way in terms of how you usually, if you do a to-do list, keep doing that to-do list, right? If you're using some sort of calendar, keep doing that calendar, right? And then number three is organize your environment. And that's where things may take a little bit of a shift. Now, from the self perspective of organizing your environment, for some, it might mean you look at your desk and you're just like, oh my God, it's a hot mess, but it's never been like that. So you're decluttering, right? So organizing your environment means that you're decluttering, you're creating a clean desk. But for others, your desk is always messy. So that's just how it is, right? You have a messy desk. Some of my clients thrive in that environment. Not me. I'm more of a clean desk person, but some people thrive with a messy desk and papers all around and they're just like, yeah, I know where things are. Hey, what's your organization style? Type it in the comments. Is it messy or clean? Right? Curious to see who's watching this show. Right? Is it messy or clean? What is your organization style? But ultimately, when it comes down to it, you're organizing your thoughts, you're organizing your actions, you're organizing your environment, and you're doing that in a way that has always suited you, right? Whether it was 5 years ago, last month, right? But you're organizing yourself in the same way. What changes when it comes to managing your business for explosive growth, you're not necessarily managing yourself differently, but you're managing your business differently. That's what changes. So you don't change how you manage yourself, you change how you manage your business. And that's when we go into, I work with my clients, it's, team delegations, financial management. It's, looking at, systems and processes that you're implementing in your system and all that sort of jazz. That's what ends up happening, right? But the way that you manage yourself is still the same. You're not changing, oh, well, I used to have a messy desk and now I'm going to have a clean desk. Or I used to only work with a planner, but now I must convert to calendar. Like, no, if you used to work with a planner, keep working with a planner, right? If you are used to a to-do list, keep doing your to-do list, right? And then ultimately, when it comes to organizing your thoughts, though, make sure that your to-do list is prioritized based on nice versus naughty, okay? Naughty goes in the parking lot for later. Nice stays with you in the present. All right. So with that being said, remember, organize your thoughts, organize your actions, organize your environment. If you're a local community business owner and you're wishing to experience explosive growth, if you were listening to this episode and you said, Vanessa, I can't even think about being calm as I grow because I am still cruising along in my business, right? Let's say you were my client before she said she started working with me. You're maybe hitting 2, 3, 4% month over month increase. If that, you're like, I'm happy to even get 1% perhaps, right? You're just like, And if you are looking to reach that explosive growth in your business, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary consultation with me at power.vzammy.com. The link is at the bottom of your screen if you're watching live on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, then scroll down, hit subscribe, and then keep scrolling, hit the read more in the description, and you'll see the link to schedule a complimentary consultation time with me. Let's see what's actually happening in your business. Let's see what makes sense in terms of moving forward, whether it's with me, whether it's with someone else, whether you already have what you already need, right? So essentially power.vzammy.com. If you said, to yourself, you heard me talk about my client and her win, and you said, well, that's good for her, but it probably won't work for me, then hop on my calendar, right? Let us see. And so this client is essentially a wine bar. I have another client who's retail, another client who's in the food industry. And so if you are making more than $75,000 in sales per year for your business, right? Anywhere between $6,000 and $30,000 per month in your business, then hop on my calendar, power.vzammy.com. Chances are the strategies that I work with my clients is going to work for you in our local community business accelerator. So if you know your business can be better, if you believe your business can be better, and if you want to see that and make that happen for yourself, for your legacy, for your empire, for your portfolio, then by all means, schedule time with me, the business defibrillator, at power.vzammy.com. And with that being said, I wish you all a lovely, abundant evening and week. Entrepreneurship is a marathon, but we're here to get you riding that growth wave beautifully. Chat with you soon.